Hey guys, how's it going? Steven here. So in this video we're going to change the front brake pads on the Mark 1 Audi TT. So why are we going to change the brakes? Well, on the opposite side there's a lot of brake dust actually on the wheel, so that's probably an indication that the brakes are actually sticking slightly on. The pads are probably just not releasing or not sliding evenly, so I have to take off the wheel anyway to clean the pads and make them slide. I bought another set of pads, they were cheap enough, so we're going to install brand new pads onto the TT. Let's get into it. Next we take this special little center cap removal tool, we put it into one of these little holes and just give it a pull, and off it comes. Next we're going to jack up a ride and take off the wheel nuts. Now we take a number 17 Allen key. I just have it on a socket, but you can get a number 17 Allen key. You can undo the top nut up here, and the bottom nut down there. That'll release the actual caliper, but still being held in by these clips. So what we're going to do is get a screwdriver and just ping them off. As easy as that. Now we have the bottom one released. We just twist that like that and pull off our whole caliper. Okay, leave that up there for the moment. Take off our pads. They're not bad, there's plenty of life actually left in them, but the main reason I'm doing this is because there's corrosion here and up here and on the either side of the brake pads, and it's just not letting them float in and out. I think they're actually sticking on slightly all the time, so I'm going to clean up all of this area and just replace them with new pads, simply just because I bought them. Otherwise I would just reuse the old pads because there's loads of life left in them. Okay, so the only one downside I can see to putting new brake pads on is this piston here has to be compressed or pushed back in, but luckily I do have piston compressors. So this is a different kit. You can have, these are all for the rear brakes, and then you can just use one of these and just a general pusher, and that'll compress the front brakes as well. Okay, we have the brake piston compressor set up. So it's just only a plate here, screws in here, and as it tightens, it basically just pushes the piston back. Okay, I wasn't able to show it on camera because I needed two hands, but basically, yeah, you just twist it back and it should go back very freely. If it's getting stuck or you're really forcing it, it means the piston is seized. Okay, now after giving it a good wire wheel, we have the track which the brake pads sit into, all lovely and clean, and to keep it from rusting over, I'm going to hit it with some etch primer. Next we're going to remove the two brake sliders, and we're going to clean off all the grease by using brake cleaner, and that'll break down any of the grease that's down here and up here and allow the pins then to be like brand new and allow it to slide in. We'll also throw in a bit of brake cleaner into the centers in here and here, clean it out, and then re-grease it with a little bit of lithium grease. Okay, and that grease is kind of dried out, so you can see why we're going to clean it. So we cleaned the pins, we cleaned the sleeve that it slides into, and we re-greased it. So look, it's lovely and free now to move. So that's great. Now we can put the carrier back on. It's 218s that actually bolt that on. Then get this on and see how we're getting on then. Okay, and we have two brand new pads ready to go on. Loads of meat on them. So that's the front, and this is the back. The way we know that is because there's a clip. That big clip actually goes into the center of the piston here at the back of the caliper. So that's the front, that's the back one. Okay, now we have the new brake pads. The bar here is back on. The two Allen keys are tightened up, and the two 18s that held on the carrier are all tightened up. So what we're going to do is hit the brake a few times. That'll close in the piston and make the brakes nice and tight. Otherwise we will technically have no brakes until that piston closes in. So while the wheel is up in the air, we're just going to pump the brakes a good few times and just tighten up that piston, which will tighten up the pads onto the rotor. So rather annoyingly and unknown to me when I ordered the brakes, the passenger side has a brake wear indicator. I didn't obviously get a brake wear indicator with my brakes, so I cut it off the old one, resoldered it back together again, just so the two wires are basically touching or short circuiting. That'll tell the instrument cluster that the brakes are actually okay. So although I won't have a brake wear indicator, I also won't have a fault light. So it's okay. Just plug that straight in and the car will always think I have perfect brakes. Obviously when I buy the new brakes, again, next time I'll have a brake wear indicator. I'll make sure to order it. And of course guys, you gotta paint the calipers red for that +5 brake horsepower. If you like this video, why not hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.